Hello angels, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this. This is the first in a series of videos that I'll be doing that I hope will allow you to watch them in your own time and to continue to build your skills and to build a really successful and beautiful Arbonne business. The first thing I'm going to share with you is a little bit about phone technique. So asking technique. So this can absolutely be used on the phone, and what I'm going to describe to you today is a process that can be best used on the telephone. But some of these tools and these scripts will actually be able to help you to ask face-to-face and via Facebook messaging and email and those sorts of things as well. Because the reality of it is there's lots of way that we go to market, but certainly in my experience, what I have discovered is that voice-to-voice or face-to-face, we are much more likely to gain a successful outcome because people realise that it matters and that we're actually speaking to them one-on-one. So really, at the end of the day, we just need to focus on the activities that work. So income-producing activities, those activities are actually going to continue to move our business forward. So calling the people and seeing the people is the only way that we're going to build a successful Arbonne business and in turn build our commission check. So at the end of the day, procrastination is our greatest enemy. Have you ever had an experience, and Lord knows I have, where, wow, that toilet really needs cleaning or that dishwasher really needs emptying, anything except make the calls that I need to make to build my business. So at the end of the day, I guess what's important to realise is ripping it off like a bandit is the way to go. Getting them done first thing in the morning is really great. Gets it off your plate. You feel good going into the rest of your day. And really, I think sometimes it's about, I'm not quite sure what to say, Aim, and that's part of the reason why I don't pick up the phone and make the call or ask that person face to face. So I'm hoping that this little snippet of training will help with those things for you. So the telephone process. When I first describe this to you, and I want you to know I've got some notes available which I'm going to attach directly under this recording, so you've actually got this to work from as well with some examples. But the telephone process, to be honest with you, to start with, is probably going to feel a little bit awkward. It might feel a bit stilted. But what I want you to know is this actually comes from a whole lot of expensive research that's being done in terms of what is likely to make our reaching out to people the most successful it can be. So my advice is practice, practice, practice. If you want to make a call and you just want to practice it, give me a call, send me a text, Amy, I'm about to call, can you please be Flossie? And I'll be Flossie when you ring, just so you can get your practicing so you can get comfortable with that. And the first part of that process is what we call the opening. So it's actually about how we open the conversation. So the really simple one might be, hi Flossie, it's Amy calling. Now, an expected response from that is either going to be, oh, hi Amy, how you going? Because they know who I am, or how do I know you? Who are you? So the next part of it is about disarming. So what that's about is absolutely allowing that person to have a moment to process. So I would start this by saying, hi Flossie, it's Amy calling. Right. You may recall I met you at Mary's party. I understand you're a good friend of Susan who's given me your information. And they're going to then respond with a, sure, yeah, that's right. Oh, yes, I know who you are. Awesome. This one here, the third part of the technique, so we've done the opening and disarming, the third part of the technique I actually think is the most important. And what it is, it's about seeking permission. So what you'll find when I often call anybody, but particularly when I'm calling a client or a prospect is have I caught you at a good time? Or they're either going to say, yeah, that's fine. Or, oh, actually, no, it depends what it's about, or I haven't really got time, or all the rest of it. If they say yes, go for it. Share with them what you're wanting to share. If they say no, be respectful of that. And the next thing I'd say is, that's absolutely fine. I completely understand. When would be a good time for me to call back? An hour from now, or perhaps this time tomorrow? Let them respond. Say, that's great, no problems. I'll give you a call then. Get off the phone. Write it down in your diary. Be sure to follow it up. And the reason that I suggest that is that what you don't want to do is run over the top of somebody. We've all had it. Someone rings. They don't ask for permission. You've got screaming kids. You're not in the headspace to be listening. So really the key to it is to be respectful of that. Give them two alternatives, get them to pick one, put a note in your diary and call them back, and then you can start the process again. So at this stage, it's the hi, Flossie, it's Amy calling. You may recall I met you at Mary's workshop. Flossie says, oh yeah, I do remember you. Oh, fantastic. Have I caught you at a good time? If she says yes, I go to the next phase. If she says no, I give her two options. I make a note in my diary and I call her back then. So let's imagine that Flossie said yes, yeah? So there's a range of different things that we could be calling for. The first, and quite often one of the most common ones, is asking to host a presentation for us. Another example is you might be asking them to catch up to watch a recording or to catch up with you and your business partner to discuss the business opportunity. So we'll use those two as an example. So the first one is, so have I caught you at a good time, Flossie? C says yes. I would go ahead and say, the reason for my call is when we were at Mary's workshop the other night, you expressed an interest in hosting your very own presentation. And I'm booking out my diary for the month of October. Would a weekend or a weeknight work better for you? So by writing down what we want to say and the reason for our call, it takes the pressure off. We don't babble, we don't come up with too many things, we don't end up down the rabbit hole of talking about anything but the reason for our call. So the reason for my call is, what is it? The reason for my call is you expressed an interest in hosting a presentation, and I'm filling up my diary for the month of October. What would suit you better, a weekday or a weekend? We always give them two options. Give them something to choose from. So if she then says to me, actually, yes, a weekday would be best, great. I've got this Wednesday and next Thursday night available. Which of those would be better for you? If she says a weekend, fantastic. I've got this Sunday or Saturday the 12th available. Which would be better for you? Giving them two options narrows it down. If someone said to me, when have you got time for something, and they didn't narrow it down and make it simple, I'd go, oh yeah, I can do it. I'll do it in January. So we want to be able to pull it forward. We want to be able to give them options when we're available. So make sure you're prepared before you call or before you have that chat, so you've got some dates to give them that suit them, that are available for you. Another example is inviting someone to take a look at the business. So Flossie, hi, it's Amy calling. You may recall I met you the other night at the Bridget Jones Diary premiere. Have I caught you at a good time? She says yes. I would say the reason for my call is, since meeting you the other day, I've been thinking of you, and I would love the opportunity to take you for a coffee to share with you the benefits of a career of working with Arbonne. I think you would be amazing, and I would hate for you to miss out. I'm building a beautiful team, and I think you would fit right in with that. Would a daytime or an evening suit you better? Again, the reason for my call and offering her two options as to what she would say. So the objection would be yes or no. So yeah, oh yeah, that's fine. The response is positive. We make the diary, we get off the phone, we've got it locked in. The reality of it is not more often than not, but quite often people are going to say it wouldn't be for me, or I don't really have time, or I'm not really interested. So there's an objection that comes back our way. What's actually really important is to know what we're going to say if there is an objection. So for example, it might be about the business, and they might say, oh, no, it's not really for me. A checkmate question might be something along the lines of, what would you do if may I ask you one quick question before I go? So that's what I would come back with. If they say, oh, no, that business wouldn't be for me, that's okay. Can I ask you just one quick question before I go? I've never had someone say no to that, by the way. They're always like, oh, yeah, okay. And the question I might ask is, what would you do with an extra $500 a month? Would you be interested in learning how you could earn some more money leading into the Christmas period? It may not be for you, but do you know of someone this business could be a fit for? Because my team is growing exponentially, and I'd love to add some more like-minded people to it. So have a think about what your response is likely to be. And I still jot scripts down, guys. I still jot down what I'm going to say. And quite often I think about, okay, what do I think they might say as a no? What am I going to say when they do? And then I get excited when they say no in the way that I thought they were going to, because I know what I'm going to say next. So what would you do with an extra $500 a month? And she might go, oh, gosh, that would make a difference to my family. And I would say, you know, based on what you suggested there and the fact that that could make a massive difference and take some pressure off your family, that's exactly the reason why I was hoping we could get together and I could share some information with you about Arbonne, because really it could help you improve your financial situation, particularly when it comes from, as you just referred to, removing some financial pressure from your family. I have some times available early or midweek this week. When is going to suit you better? All right. Another checkmate question might be if someone says to you, oh, no, I don't do those party things. I don't want to do that. You could say, that's okay. Before you go, I completely understand, but before you go, could I ask you one quick question? If there was one thing about your skin that you could change, what would it be? And Flossie might say, oh gosh, I'm really starting to notice that my skin's feeling dehydrated and wrinkled. And I would say, you know what, Flossie, you are exactly the person I'd like to help. And that's part of the reason why I was thinking of you to host a presentation, because I would love to share with you how many people have found that Arbonne has really helped to improve the appearance of their skin, particularly when it comes to dehydration and that aging that you're feeling in your skin at the moment. If a presentation not for you, that's fine. I would only need half an hour of your time to share these beautiful products. We could just do that one-on-one. What works for you better, a weekend or a weekday? So you can see there that gives you some examples of what you can say when they come back and say, no, that's not for me. I've got some suggested scripts that I will share with you, and I'm just going to run through them now, but don't feel at this stage like you've got to jot too many of these down, because you can certainly refer to these and use these as a base. So I'm going to give you a bit of an example as if I was inviting to an Arbonne business event or inviting someone to hop online to listen to one of our presentations. So I would start with, hi Flossie, it's Amy calling. Have I caught you at a good time? If she says yes, great. If she says no, would an hour from now or tomorrow suit you better? Okay. So if it's a no, I get the time, I can make a note in my diary, I get off the phone. If it's a yes, the reason for my call is I would love to invite you to be my special guest on a business presentation that we're doing this Tuesday evening. This is an amazing opportunity and it has truly changed so many lives for the better. I would love you to have the chance to hear more about it. I think it could be an incredible fit for you and you would be amazing in this business. All right? So it's about energy, it's about intention, it's about letting them know what it is and why you'd love them to be part of it. Two likely objections you could get is she might say, I'm so sorry, I can't do Tuesday night. And I'd say, that is absolutely fine. What about if we make a time to catch up for a coffee, just you and I can share the information for you? When have you got half an hour? I've got some time available tomorrow or Wednesday. What would suit you better? Another objection might be is, I don't think that would be for me. It's not really something that I would be interested in. I completely understand. But before I go, could I ask you one quick question? What would you do with an extra $500 a month if you could earn that every month between now and Christmas and beyond? They would respond and I would say, Flossie, that's exactly the reason why I would love to share the Arbonne opportunity with you. Arbonne has helped so many people to create additional income, particularly at this time of the year when we're heading towards Christmas and the holidays and those sorts of things. Shall I pop your name down and send you through the details and you can hop on in and hop on to the recording and be my special guest? Fantastic. That would be great. I can't wait to see your face online. Jot the details down and send them through the information. So that's just an example of what I might use as a script. The next one I would use, just to give you another little suggestion, is if I'm asking someone to host a workshop. So, hi Flossie, it's Amy calling. I'm assuming they know me. Have I caught you at a good time? I have. Fantastic. The reason for my call is I just know that you love the Arbonne products when you got a chance to use them the other night at my place. And I would love to be able to offer you the opportunity to earn some of your desired products at amazing discounts. I'm currently booking up my presentations for this month, being October, and would be so very grateful if you could get 4 to 6 people around your dining table to be packed with these amazing products. What would work better for you, a weeknight or a weekend? So if she says, oh, I'd love to do that for you, Aim, I'd go, great. So what would work better, a weeknight or a weekend? Perfect. I've got next Thursday night and the following Tuesday night available. Which one of those is going to suit you better? Fantastic. Let's pencil it in. I'm going to organise a host pack for you and get it through. It's going to be so much fun. If she says, oh, I'm just so busy at the moment, or I'm really not very interested, I understand. I completely understand that. I know how busy you are. Can I ask you one quick question before I go? And she's going to say, yeah. What would make it worth your while to host an Arbonne presentation? She's going to have a bit of a think. More often than not, they'll come back, I'd like some free stuff. Great. If you book a presentation with me in the next couple of weeks, what I'm going to do for you is, on top of our already amazing host reward, so you get a free product and a whole heap of product at 80% off, I'm going to organise that primer for you for free that I know that you love so much on top of that. What would work better for you, a weeknight or a weekend? So basically the process and the way that it works is to be prepared before the conversation. It's about working through the telephone process. So there's those 7 steps I chatted you through. The opening, the disarming, asking for permission. So is it a good time to chat? The reason is really important, and having that written down before we start the call takes the pressure off. We know what we're calling for, we're getting it out there, and then we're allowing them to respond. Once we've given them the reason, we then have something to come back with should they have an objection to being able to do what it is, the reason for our call. The checkmate question, so the before I go, can I ask you one quick question? And then the close. So the Mary, that's exactly the reason that I thought of you to host. Another example, just while it popped into my mind, often why people aren't comfortable to host is they feel like they've got to do too much around their home. So often what I would do is go, before I go, can I ask one quick question? I know that you would love this opportunity and we'd be able to get you some great products. Would it help if I was to host for you at my house? You'd still get all the benefits, but you can bring your girls here. So that's another thing that you can try as well. So I hope that that was helpful. I'll send you through the notes. If you want to practice, by all means do it. As I said at the start, it might feel awkward to begin with, but if you can get in the rhythm of it, so write a list of people, the 10 people that you're going to ask to host, have your script there and your objections, ideas, we're ready to go, and punch it out. You'll be surprised with the response that you'll get. So let me know how you go. Give me some feedback underneath this on the Facebook page, because this is mighty awkward, so I hope it was helpful and some of you are going to watch it. But look forward to seeing your continued success. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch, guys, and I'll chat with you soon.